we can go through life dealing with our issues one issue at a time. And very often that's what therapy is. And sometimes that's an important thing to do, because sometimes all you can take is one issue at a time. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with therapy or counseling or coaching, but there comes a point where you get to the meta issue. And the meta issue for me is, where am I coming from? What am I? What is love? What is that? And I've discovered something very interesting, and I discovered this in that last 2.5 years with Mom, is that I'd always heard of this idea of completing with your parents. And I misunderstood it to mean that, well, I have to forgive every little thing that they did, I did, that, you know, all these kind of things. And it just seemed like this momentous task that would just never get done. But what I've discovered is, to be complete is, I've discovered a way of dropping into my heart and recognizing that that's who I am and that's where I live from. When I even get an inkling of that, I'm complete. I'm enough. And so I have a whole new relationship with my family now. They're still doing the same things that they did, what I would call dysfunctional behavior, all these kind of things that they do. But I'm complete with them. I can look at them and absolutely love them. And I still have all the issues. So what I've discovered is an amazing shortcut that can save someone 10, 20, 30 years of therapy if they're ready to feel. This isn't an easy thing to do that I'm proposing, because at some point, well, how it worked for me is, I had to, in this process of self-realization, I had to realize the self that I didn't want to realize. I had to actually start owning my own pain. Even though my mind's projecting it out and saying, you did it to me, they did it to me, those people, there's an inner knowing that my pain is my pain, and the only one who can deal with my pain is me. But not the small m me. That one will deal with the pain issue by issue by issue by issue. And I say this often, is that I have more issues than People magazine. I still do, I really do. I have just an amazing amount of issues. My buttons get pushed all the time. But because I've learned this other way of shifting, I truly love myself. I feel an acceptance of me as I am, warts and all. And this is something that can be taught if someone has the courage. And of course the word courage comes from the Latin, French, le cœur, the heart. I forget what the word is in Latin. But essentially, courage is to have heart. And we all have that. It's just that we hang around with people who tell us that we don't. And the people we hang around with, very often therapists, counselors, coaches, spiritual teachers, they actually have a vested interest in keeping us dependent. I'm letting the secret is out. This is the secret behind the secret, is that part of human nature is that we exploit each other in order to avoid the part of us that we don't want to experience, which is love. Well, for me, I'm already immersed in love, so I've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And I got to say, it's pretty cool. I say, jump into the pool. Because it's really, once there's a shift that happens, it's like a line that one crosses. So self-realization isn't necessarily this big cosmic orgasm, lights in the sky, heavenly angelic choirs, or whatever it is. That's just phenomenon. And a lot of people get caught up in that phenomenon in the same way people get caught up in crack or alcohol or tranquilizers. It's just another distraction. But the real deal is being able to be with yourself moment to moment, warts and all, and just to be able to drop in and just be present with whatever's going on. Then the opportunity, of course, is in relationship, is that then you become available. And what happens, of course, is that our issues come up, because most of the people you're going to run into are people who the last thing they want to do is experience unconditional love. Because if that happens, the game is all, whatever the game they're playing is done. It's over. You can't play that game anymore. So I want to invite you to upgrade your human operating system. Your human operating system is already upgraded. But I want to invite you to check out some new programs to plug in and get rid of some old programs that don't work. Because we've actually already arrived. Thank you.